My fiance's best friend tried to ruin my life, so I proved her wrong.
Psh, good luck trying to ruin this life.
Trigger warning mentions of a few months ago, my fiance's friend accused me of lying about parts of my past and said I was her mentally and soon physically. My fiance, shocked after hearing this, confronted me about it, and I provided proof of everything: screenshots, photos, and text conversations with these people without getting defensive or angry. I was shocked and pissed. Yes, but not at my fiance. By the way, this comes from Playful Command 15. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKstorytime subreddit. I'm Riley.
I'm Dakota.
I'm Carly.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we do not have all the answers. And if you have any quips or ideas or comments, put them down below. We'd love to read them. So, OP says, my fiance went back to tell her friend to stop, as she believed me and chose to stay with me. Even my fiance's family believed me about all of this and even begged the friend to stop and to drop it. But this person was so sure, so convinced about her claims that she called my jobs multiple times and asked if anything happened with certain workers. My work got involved and launched an investigation, which put me on suspension from getting my compensation for 4 months, screwing up my pay and my fiance's badly. My job told her they couldn't give more information about employees, but she decided that meant I was lying. I admit it. I was a very violent kid. I was angry at the world and grew up in a bad home situation. I got help and worked on myself for years. I'm better now. All of this was over 14 years ago, and I'm not that same person anymore. But now, this person is spreading all this debunked information to my fiance's friend group, and instead of going to her to ask more questions, they all pushed her aside like it was nothing. She's been depressed for a while and is scared all of her friends will stop hanging out with her or talking with her anymore. They've been her rock for years. I don't know what to do. I was thinking of taking a step back and taking a break, but that would feel wrong on my end. I also feel like this is partly my fault since I didn't tell my fiance some parts of my past because I'm still working through them in therapy. She knew I was a violent kid and that I didn't grow up in the best place, but she knows all the major stuff and understood that I would have told her everything in time. I feel like this person is jealous of our relationship because she waited until after I proposed. We've been together for over 3 years, both currently over 25 and living together, to throw all this at her. On top of that, she waited until my fiance was alone and away from me. My fiance had gone on a trip with her family and stayed at her family's place the night before since they were leaving early in the morning. They even told my fiance that the friend was jealous of our relationship. I really don't know. I don't know what to say or do at this point. I feel like I'm spiraling. It's making my fiance and me feel crazy. I don't know what else to do about this, and I need another perspective or any advice. My fiance's family knows about this because she told them what's happening. She was at their home crying and in shock about the accusations, so her mom asked her to explain. It's her mom's idea to call me and ask about it, as my fiance was worried I'd be defensive or yell at her due to the past relationship trauma. The friend was never interested in my fiance's past relationship. My fiance had been in a few bad ones. Some partners even her in front of this friend, and she did nothing during that time. She only said something after they broke up. They had been friends for over 10 years, and before all this, they were best friends, FaceTiming weekly and very close. Why didn't I go to the cops sooner? I was dealing with family issues, including my dad attacking me, which led me to getting a restraining order since he knew where I lived. My fiance and this friend had always been close until these last few months. She has stood her ground and told this friend a few times to stop, but the friend said I needed psychological help. Joke's on her, I'm still in therapy 14 years later and getting better. And that my fiance was blind for not seeing the truth. When my fiance confronted her about calling my job and messing up my pay, she wasn't even sorry. The stuff I was accused of, apparently, I lied about my friend's passing, which this person thought I made it up, even though it happened 6 to 7 years ago. She also thought I made up my ex, who I was with for 2 years before meeting my fiance.
Wait, did you just say she's accusing you of making up a person who passed away who did pass away?
Yeah, that ex used to treat me horribly. I still have scars, oh my gosh, on me from what she did. But this friend didn't believe me because there were no police reports or photos online. It was ridiculous. As for my job, they're protecting me, but my reputation is ruined. I'm only staying until I find something better. Customers and some coworkers can't even look at me because they think I'm and an awful person. It's a small field, so word travels fast. My company can protect me only so much. An update. So we got a little glimpse into what was said.
Well,
What is this vengeful act all about? What was her side of it? I need to know her evil plan.
I don't know, but if this is all, if she's making claims that's affecting your ability to make your money at your job and your reputation and stuff, like that's probably prosecutable. I don't know if that's, I don't know if I would even advise going down that path. I don't know if it would bear any fruit anyway.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I would probably focus 100% of my energy in getting things straight with my job and making sure that that is not at risk in any way.
Update. Last night, after our weekly dinner date, I asked my fiance if we could talk about this whole situation with her now ex-friend. She agreed. I told her I know we're supposed to go look at wedding venues, but we need to put that on hold until this is done. She agreed completely. I told her I'm not comfortable with this friend and that she needs to either minimize contact or cut it off entirely because it's clear she was trying to ruin our relationship. I told her that no matter what I do, this person will always see me as violent. My fiance understood and actually wanted to talk about it too. She finally had a conversation with her close friend group and learned that this friend was spreading lies about everything. She told them the truth with screenshots as proof, and they were shocked. They said things like, if you were really mistreated, we'd have helped you, but clearly that's not the case. They treat you so well, and you guys never seem to have problems. What she's saying is insane. A lot of other lies were uncovered, and her friends apologized, cried together, and even messaged me personally to say that they were sorry and couldn't imagine how painful this was for me. They all decided to confront this friend and get to the bottom of why she did this in the first place. I also talked to the cops and was told I have a case to press intimidation charges. I was going to talk to my company's lawyer, but my boss, who I love dearly, gave me his personal lawyer. Oh my. Now I have a meeting with him on Monday. Thank you to everyone who gave me the advice. I deeply appreciate it. Update 2, a lot has happened. A lot has happened since then. And honestly, this will be my final update. The friend group confronted the now ex-friend. This is all coming from my fiance who gave me permission to share. When they confronted her, she tried to say that I was twisting the truth and filling their heads with lies, claiming she was only protecting them from me. The friend group called her out on everything, hacking my personal account, calling my job excessively, and even talking to my parents. Apparently, she had been in contact with my harmful father, saying I was a lowlife and a piece of garbage.
Dang. He's probably like, yeah, I know.
Like, what did she think she was doing with that? Like,
Yeah. So she's been in cahoots with OP's dad, which OP had to get a restraining order against because his dad tried to attack him.
Look, clearly this person also has their own stuff that they're dealing with and affected by. I think it's good that, the story has been set straight.
After some back and forth, she finally admitted she was in love with my fiance to the point of obsession. She had been tracking my fiance's phone when she traveled, talking to her exes to learn about her, following my mutual friends, going to my gym, and even following me home without my knowledge. She was convinced that if she got me out of my fiance's life, my fiance would come to her. And here's the kicker. This person still has a boyfriend of 10 years. The group told her to never contact any of them again and completely cut her off. She tried to convince everyone that I was a real psycho, but no one believed her. They helped my fiance leave because she was trying to keep her there. By the way, you can go anywhere with us on your favorite podcast platform. Just search up OK Storytime on iHeartRadio, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts. We have multiple months of content for you. I was so happy we got the evil plan out of this.
Yes, thank God we got the context. We got everything. We know it all now.
Like, what is happening?
No stone left unturned.
How do we got to think of a way to get the job back on our side. I think a PowerPoint of all the things that have happened. Be like, hey guys, so
Well,
this is what
I think
has been
I think
spread."
they are. I think they're back.
No.
Because you're here.
His reputation's still ruined at his job. So like, how do we get that back?
Oh well.
I think a PowerPoint. Or
I think-
show him this podcast.
I think because word travels, I think word will also travel that this was BS.
Okay.
Because his boss has given him his own his personal lawyer. I'm sure it'll get around that. Like, yeah, that was. I mean, if you're literally like you sue for like whatever that is, slander, libel, defamation, whatever that is. I forget which one is written
Defamation.
and which one is spoken. But yeah, that'll get around, and then you'll probably be fine.
I thought that this was the end of it, but it wasn't.
Oh no.
I got called into the office at work and learned she had called again, saying horrible things that made me physically sick. Cops were called, and now there's another case against her. Thankfully, my company cares and is now taking extra measures to protect me and my team, on-site security, blocking her from any contact, and providing me with another therapist since the mental toll is showing. We filed for a restraining order and sent a cease and desist letter through the lawyer. I hope this will be the end of it. I can't keep my hopes up too much, but at least we're fighting back. Any advice on how to cope or just hobbies to help get my mind off of this would be amazing because I don't know how much more I can take.
My girlfriend wanted to keep our relationship a secret even after almost a year.
Secret relationship?
And this story comes directly from the OKstorytime subreddit. I, male 26, am a very introverted person and have not been interested in relationships or women in general in my life so far. The focus of my life is on my family, especially my twin brother Jake, who is my best friend and advisor. I've been with my girlfriend Anna, female 26, for about a year. Thanks to her, I have also discovered the wonder of Reddit stories, and after quietly reading along with her and watching the videos, I would like to try using it as a tool for advice for my own relationship. And by the way, this comes from user sadprofession7919. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKstorytime subreddit where this story was submitted. I'm Dakota.
I'm Riley.
I'm Carly.
And we're here to give you good advice, goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we would do, so if you would do something different, let us know in the comments. As OP says, to fully understand the problem, I need to explain myself a bit. After graduating, I started the 1-year practical part of my training in the fall of 2024 at the very small company where I had initially worked part-time. It's important to note that most of the staff are very young and get along well, and there are several small groups of friends. I always felt very comfortable at work, mostly because I felt very welcome there, and also because my twin brother Jake and a good friend, Maria, female 34, who I have known since university, worked there too. In mid-2024, Anna also began the practical part of her training at my company. There, she quickly became friends with Maria. At the same time as Anna, a nice guy named Max, male 34, started working with us, who soon became her best friend and later also a very good friend of mine. Maria thought Anna and I would make a great couple and made it her mission to convince both of us of this, without the other person knowing. She was playing a little matchmaker. At first, I didn't want to hear about it, even though I immediately found Anna very likable. However, Anna was a lot more open to the topic. When Anna then asked me out on a date, I agreed after a short moment of hesitation. We got along great right away and soon started seeing each other almost every day. We didn't let our differences in dating history distract us. While she had dated many people and had also been in a serious 2.5-year-long relationship, I was very inexperienced when it came to dating and relationships. Finally, just 3 weeks after our first date in November 2024, we became a couple. At that point, we hadn't slept with each other or at each other's places. It all happened very quickly, but we soon spent every minute together, and I was sleeping at her place almost every day, as I was still living at home, and we enjoyed the privacy. I soon got to know her family, and we got on great as well. After 2 months of the relationship, at most, I was only visiting my parents' house, where I actually live, sporadically. At work, no one knew anything except Jake, Max, and our mutual friend Maria, who all of them worked there. At first, this was the best and easiest solution for both of us, as we were still officially in training and focused on successfully completing our final exams. In January, Jake, Maria, and I finally passed our exams with flying colors and celebrated together. At the beginning of 2025, it was still clear to Anna and me that we wanted to keep our relationship secret from our other colleagues. This was also supported by the fact that I did more than just help her prepare for her final exam and scientific thesis, which the instructors probably would have noticed, but especially since we had the feeling they already suspected that there was something going on between us, and that she had received a lot of help with her partial exams. Some people at work who were close to Anna suspected that she was in a relationship, or she admitted it. She then told them that her boyfriend's name was Johans because she thought of her former best friend, Johans, male 26. She even showed them a photo with him.
Oh.
Nevertheless, Anna became increasingly insistent on keeping the relationship secret, and I made it clear that for me, this could only be a temporary solution, and that as soon as we left work, I would not want to hide in front of her house or mine, which were right next to work. But then came the moment we had been looking forward to for a long time. Anna had successfully passed her exam in the summer, and we were both looking for new challenges in other companies because the old company no longer had room for us. We had been together for about 6 months at that point. It was clear to me that we could now officially be a couple in front of our old colleagues, some of whom were also friends, and maybe upload a photo together or go shopping together. So, in my eyes, there was no longer any reason to hide the relationship, but everything turned out differently. Right after Anna's exam, Maria asked us why we were still keeping it a secret. My friends and our mutual friends also increasingly thought it was ridiculous that she didn't consider outing us to the public an option. It became more and more clear to me that she didn't want to make the relationship public because she wasn't sure about it. I hoped that this would simply resolve itself over time because, as planned, we both started working for other companies. Then Anna met several times with a new colleague, Noah, male 26, who had also started training at our old workplace and was very isolated from the rest of the colleagues. Noah initially claimed that he was meeting with Anna to find out how things were going at work and who he should avoid. However, right away, it was clear to Anna and me that he was hoping for more from the meeting, and as he has also had my and Jake's numbers, but had only contacted Anna. Before the first meeting, Anna asked me if I was okay with it, and I agreed because I trusted her. Of course, and she hates cheating just as much as I do. Although I wasn't jealous, it bothered me a little that Anna was basically going on a date, which I found a little unfair to Noah, even though I didn't like him very much and fully trusted her.
It's okay to be jealous.
It's okay to be jealous.
That is basically the definition of jealousy.
But and also you should say that to her if that's how you really feel. However you're really feeling about the situation, you should say it to her.
It's not like overly jealous. It's just like,
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be like and I'm like mad at you. It's like no, this is just how I'm feeling.
No.
I feel like it feels kind of weird because he probably thinks, he probably wants to date you. He probably wants you. He doesn't know that we're dating, clearly. So he thinks you're single.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think he should know that you have a boyfriend. She then met up with another colleague from our old job, Michael, male 35. Michael used to be Jake's trainer at work, and we all got along well with him. To understand the situation, it's important to mention that Anna had once asked Michael out on a date, but he ghosted her after the first meeting, which she's still very angry about to this day. I don't know if this meeting, which Michael arranged, was a date for him. I only know that he still thinks Anna is single. Before Anna gets any undeserved hate, I have to mention that I was and am still sure that she is faithful to me. Nevertheless, it felt more and more like a stab in the heart that Anna didn't want or couldn't fully commit to our relationship. During this time, our relationship also suffered greatly because she increasingly noticed my dissatisfaction, and I was having a very hard time at my new job. During this period, I also learned a few things in conversation with Anna that were very unexpected for me. Although I always knew that Anna liked Max very much and found him attractive, when I asked her about it, she admitted that she had feelings for Max until a few days or weeks before we started dating. She also mentioned when talking about our spicy sleep life that she used to sleep with Johans, her former best friend, with whom she now had little contact these days. Clocked it over there. Earlier, at the beginning of our relationship, when she was meeting up with him, she told me he was just a friend. When I reminded her about it, it turned out that we apparently have different definitions of friendship and that she forgot this conversation. I don't think Anna was lying on purpose to me at the time, and of course she could sleep with whoever she wanted before she knew me, but I didn't understand why she mentioned it in passing. According to her, it was just a minor detail in their friendship. For me, the issue wasn't that I didn't trust her, but I didn't understand why she didn't think it was worth mentioning when she usually told me so much about her friends. After these brief conversations, the subject was never brought up again. I soon began to hint very carefully and casually that we could slowly make our relationship completely public, perhaps on our first anniversary. She admitted that she found it very difficult to go public and even started crying once or twice when I brought it up. But each of these brief conversations was forgotten by the next morning at the latest. Once, referring to our situation, she mentioned that she and her ex-boyfriend had also kept their relationship secret from their friend group at university for 2 years. So my own doubts about the future of our relationship began to grow stronger and stronger, but I always knew and still know that she's a great person with a good heart. In the fall of this year, after a few weeks, I reached a low point in my new job, which is why I now felt that I wanted to at least address the problems in our relationship so that I wouldn't end up in a complete depression. Finally, I decided to discuss the future of our relationship in calm situation. However, the conversations were usually short and, as usual, forgotten by the next morning at the latest, even though we were now aware of each other's dissatisfaction. In one of our conversations, Anna brought up another problem that she had already hinted at before. It concerned our spicy sleep life. We used to have the spicy sleep every 1 to 2 weeks. That was absolutely fine with me because I don't place much importance on it. However, since she showed me very little physical affection, such as hugs or similar gestures, and I'm unfortunately not perfect in that regard either, I always found it very difficult to take a step towards her in this regard. However, since she had a lot of the spicy sleep in her life before, I had suspected for some time that this could be a problem. Unfortunately, these conversations did not improve our situation, but rather had the opposite effect. At first, we basically stopped having spicy sleep, which wouldn't have been a problem for me, but it showed me that she was unhappy. So we basically didn't have any for the last 2 months. What bothered me most, however, was that she stopped touching me, kissing me, and saying, "I love you."
Ugh.
She rarely initiated kisses or hugs, often only once a day, but now it was even less, which never bothered me before, but now it did. We also had a short, slightly emotional conversation about a possible breakup and the future after that, even though we still really like each other and want to work on our problems somehow. And by the way, you'll never have a problem listening to full episodes with stories like this on your favorite podcast platform, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Just search OK Storytime. We have a little bit more story here. Honestly, I think talk to your brother about this, my guy.
I forgot about his twin. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
you said you got a twin. Time to talk to your brother, and I think he's going to tell you you deserve somebody who celebrates you. And it sounds like you guys got a lot of problems. I don't know. I think theoretically they could be salvaged, but like you have to have two parties that want to do it, and I don't think she does.
Yeah, and having your first relationship, of course you want it to work out.
Yeah,
But you got to also come to that conclusion. It's hard. It's tough.
yeah. I just don't think she's in it.
Yeah.
You guys have already had the hypothetical breakup talk.
Yeah, and she keeps avoiding it.
I think you might just need to pull the plug, my guy.
And you got hopes of finding another one. I mean,
Yeah.
to be honest, my brother had issues with finding girls. And I was like, dude, I don't ever think he's going to find a girlfriend. Now he's engaged. So if Tate can do it, y'all can too. Tate's a handsome man. He just didn't put himself out there all the time. And I'm like, bro, you got it.
Now I'm on a short vacation with Jake, his brother, to recover from my stressful new job, and I'm thinking about how to deal with the situation with Anna. Meanwhile, she's meeting up with Michael again, and I hope that no unpleasant situation arises like it did with Noah, who was also not particularly thrilled when he found out Anna's in a relationship, even though it's not clear to Noah with whom, especially since Jake and Max still work with Noah and Michael, among others. I'm worried about how the situation will turn out, regardless of whether Anna and I remain a couple. How should I deal with the situation now, and am I the a-hole for pressuring Anna to go public, even though I know how difficult it is for her? No, absolutely not. It's your relationship isn't a secret to be kept. It shouldn't be. Yeah. Should I break up with her, even though we still usually get along pretty well, and still love each other? Yeah, you should. I think it's time to break up. That's the end of that story. I think you need to say, hey, you know what? This was good. It doesn't feel like you have any bad blood, which is good. You don't want it. You just say, hey, we tried this. I don't think it's working. I'm not comfortable with where we're at. And I don't think this is going to be good for either of us to try to salvage it. So I think, I just wish you the best.
It was
then
a good
you just
time.
move on.
We had a
You
good
know?
time. It was great. It will be difficult, OP. You got us. You're one of us.
That's right, dude.
You're
You're
here
one
with
of us.
us. It's all
She
good.
can't take that away from you.
Really
It's no
can't.
secret that you're one of us.
Yep.